Good morning, guys. Welcome back to Bald Feather Bets. I have on the glasses today, so that way my picks appear smarter. We'll see how it works out. So, recap of the past 2 days, Thursday night NFL and then Friday night college football. Thursday night NFL, we had the Patriots plus the 7. Obviously, that never had any chance. Jets won, Jets dominated. Jets played outside of the penalties that they had. The Jets essentially played a perfect sheet when you look at the game. Didn't give up a touchdown, 4 scoring drives. Rodgers looked amazing. All the rust is off. But everyone kept talking about how the offense looked like they'd finally clicked together. The biggest thing for me was the defense looked like they had finally clicked back together. Those first 2 games, they didn't look anything like the defense that they were the previous year. And Thursday night, that defense looked like it was last year. So if they keep playing like that, it's going to be pretty difficult to keep the Jets out of it, minimum the AFC Championship game and even possibly the Super Bowl. Peyton Manning got 2 Super Bowls, one in his very last year. I think Aaron Rodgers is really looking to get that second Super Bowl. I would not be surprised at all if it happened this year. They look like a very good team. Say what you will about their coaching staff, about Saleh, but it's going to be difficult to beat them down the stretch as long as they stay healthy. So good for the Jets. That was a loss for us there of 1 unit. And then Friday night, we had Illinois plus the 9. And obviously last night, Illinois won outright in what was an amazing game. And one of the worst overtime offensive possessions I've ever seen by Nebraska. But I think for most of that game, you could tell that, hey, we're probably going to cover the 9. Illinois is playing them close. Both teams were very much in it, playing physical. Raiola played pretty well. Still, I wouldn't say made any, oh my gosh, type mistake. But Illinois is just a very good team. And you could see there are a few things on that Nebraska defensive side where they're not quite up to par yet. In order to compete for a Big Ten, which is, I think, what some people were kind of saying about them after week 3. So we got that kind of sell high spot at Nebraska when we took Illinois plus the 9 for a unit. So 1-1 so far on the week, bringing us to 61, 41-1 on the year. That's 33-18 in college and 28-23-1 in the NFL. So, for today, Saturday, college football, week 4. Again, all of these picks we've already put in the system. This is just a recap of what we have from given out so far this week. So again, we got the first one was the Illinois game last night. That was a win, Illinois plus 9. Then today we have Clemson minus the 17. That line got all the way up to 20.5 and even 21 at some books, but it's come back down. A lot of that has to do with the Grayson McCall news for NC State. If you can get it at minus 18, then I would say it's okay to take. I would say it's okay to take Clemson at minus 18. If you have to go anything more than that, like Clemson minus 18.5, I would just lay off. We only have 1 unit on that anyway at Clemson minus 17. I would not take it unless you can get Clemson minus 18, but we're still several hours away from kickoff, and there's a chance that it comes down even more and that you're able to get Clemson minus 18 or maybe even Clemson minus 17.5, because it definitely seems to be trending in that direction. So again, Clemson minus 17 for 1 unit. Then we move into the afternoon slate where we are going to have Michigan. We got them plus the 7 for 1 unit. Got that right when that line came out. I would not touch it right now. It's Michigan plus 4. Line has come down quite a bit. Big difference between 4 and 7 in terms of percentage of games that land on the numbers 4, 5, and 6, or 7 too, which we would get a push right now rather than a loss. So Michigan plus the 7 for 1 unit. I would not touch it now if you did not get it earlier. Then we move into a little bit later in the afternoon, 30 minutes later actually, and we have the Oklahoma State-Utah game. We have Oklahoma State plus the 2, and that is for 4 units. That line has bounced all over the place. Was Oklahoma State minus 1.5 for a while, was Oklahoma State minus 1, got all the way to Oklahoma State plus 2.5, got all the way back to Oklahoma State minus 2.5. It's settling in there right around kind of a pick 'em. You also have some ones out there, some halves out there. I think it's fine to take it now. I mean, anything in that range, especially in college when you're not talking NFL, anything in that range of 1.5 to 1.5 on either side. Yes, okay, 3 to 4% of games do land on the number 1, but I mean, not statistically, you're okay to bet those, and the ones that you do lose because you missed out on that one number within that -1 to -1 range, or -1.5 to -1.5 range. Okay. And if you do have a -1 on one side and you could have got a +1 on the other side, and the team ends up losing by 1, okay, like I said, you'll get that. That'll come back to you in terms of variance over the long play. So I think it's okay to still take Oklahoma State at whatever number that you're really seeing right now. But we have Oklahoma State plus the 2 for 4 units. And then we move into the ABC primetime, the night game, where we have Oklahoma and Tennessee. We have Oklahoma plus the 7.5 for 2 units. It's at 6.5 now. That's a big difference. I probably wouldn't take it at 6.5. And if you do, maybe take it for a half unit, or whatever a small amount is, you would think. It come down because of sharp money coming in on Oklahoma. This is interesting fact. Oklahoma has not been a 7-point dog at home since 1999. So pretty wild times here. I think, like you saw last night with Raiola and Nebraska, then going up against Illinois, and not everything in the world worked for them like it did the first 3 games. I think Tennessee's in for a little bit of that tonight. I think Oklahoma's defense is a top-tier defense. I don't necessarily think Oklahoma will get the win. We don't bet money lines anyway, so it's not that big of a deal. But I do think Oklahoma is able to keep this one close. Very emotional game. Both teams want this one really bad. Oklahoma, it's their first game in the SEC. They've been having to hear all offseason long how Texas is going to do fine in the SEC and they're going to get killed, even though they've been a historically better program than Texas. So they've had this circled for quite a while. And then obviously the Heupel side for Tennessee, coming back to his alma mater, coming back to where he was an offensive coordinator and he was let go. He wants this one very bad too, and I think his team is really going to try and get it for him. But we do like Oklahoma plus the 7.5 for 2 units. So that's it for College Football Saturday. I do want to draw your guys' attention to a post I made last night. Last night, it was yesterday afternoon, I believe. We have Steelers minus the 1.5 for a unit. I don't think you can get that number anymore due to the injury news with Justin Herbert and his ankle, and where he is questionable. So at Steelers -3, as long as it stays at 3 or under, I think it's probably okay for you guys to take it. I like the 1.5 a lot more than I like the 3, but it's not a deal breaker. If it goes to 3.5, then if you can't get it at 3 or under, definitely don't take it. And then we took the Rams plus the 6.5. That line has come down from 7.5 to 6.5. A little upset that we didn't grab it at the 7.5, just based on all the injury news that came out. It was probably leaning that way, but I didn't want to pull the trigger, because if the San Francisco players, which look like they're going to sit, if they had played, number probably would have skyrocketed closer to 9, and then would have been upset that we didn't wait. So both these teams are completely hobbled, completely injured coming into this game, and it's a division game. McVay and Shanahan know each other very well. Shanahan does own McVay when it comes to coaching and record and all that stuff, but 6.5 is quite a bit of points considering both teams are completely hampered. So you're going to be relying a lot on coaching and scheme, and with it being a division game, I think there's an opportunity for the Rams to keep this one close. So 1 unit on the Rams plus the 6.5. And then obviously we'll make a video tomorrow morning capping everything that we've already placed in the NFL, and then anything that we haven't, we will still make a pick for every NFL game tomorrow. So enjoy your guys' Saturday. Hopefully college football is as fun as it was last night. Let's see if we can get some wins. Thank you guys very much for watching. Again, if you're winning with us, if you're betting with us, the only thing we ask, we'll always keep this free. Just subscribe, like, share, comment. Let me know your thoughts. Just want to grow this channel and keep the community strong. But thanks, guys, and have a great day.